Yeah, 100%. We had a really good, regular season last year. We got a lot of returning guys, so really hoping a lot of guys are motivated to, kind of repeat that last year. But then obviously once we get into the playoffs, is just take that next step and kind of grow from there. So having a lot of the same guys back, I think there should be a lot of motivation. Again, last year, in our eyes was not a success. So guys got to be fired up and kind of motivated to. Kind of replicate that regular season, but then when playoffs come around, like we got to take it to another level for sure.
And you've been on both sides of the fence, player, coach, you've won championships. What is the big difference from doing well in the regular season and actually coming through the playoffs?
I think part of the success of the playoffs is obviously kind of like is being hot at the right time. Obviously helps. I think a lot. But again, if you got a group of guys that are willing to really like battle and play for each other, the year I won, I think it's one of the closest teams I ever played on. Every single guy was pulling the rope, if you want to use that kind of phrase. But again, we had a really close knit group, and I've seen that in this group here, at least through training camp. Like guys are really bonding really well, which hopefully gets us off to a really good start this year.
You guys, I saw in the offseason you've re-signed a lot of returning players. How is that different for you to coach as opposed to maybe most of the team's newcomers?
I mean, it's easier for training camp. We get these guys that are coming back. They know our systems. They know how we want our team to play. So, they get to transition right away, right into it. They know what they're doing. But then they're also kind of the tone setters here for training camp, right? So they're the ones that are going to, push the younger guys, the new guys, to see kind of what they have, and then also, pull them along as far as, trying to help them out to get integrated with our systems and how we want to play right away too. So having those, older guys, returning guys, I think is huge every year, so they're kind of the ones that are, like I said, setting the tone.
I know I talked to you before about how this team is so entrenched in the community, they do a lot.
Yeah.
What does that mean, not only to you, but what do you think that means to the players that they get so involved in the community with all the different events?
Yeah, like you said, first day here we went and walked in the Madison Street Festival parade there, and the guys, I think the new guys were amazed at how many people are just like there, and then people just yelling out Havoc. Obviously they know who we are, but you can see it with our fan base. We've sell out every game for the last year and a half because fans want to come out. But I think a big part of it is too is we go out in the community and do a lot of things. Really try to help out. Do a ton of community service, and yeah, we're definitely try to be a big part of the community, and we get the support right back. They're coming out to watch us play as well, so it's a little bit of give and take, but yeah, we got a really good relationship with our fan base for sure.
So what's the ultimate goal for this year, and what are you kind of really working on for the first few games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, every single team right now I think is 0 wins. Everyone wants to win a championship, but we just try to focus on the day by day, just every single day. It's a process of just trying to keep getting better. We use the term get 1% better every day, so that's kind of our mindset right now, is just trying to get the guys up to speed with what we're doing here and just making sure that guys are getting better. And then over the first few games there's going to be a lot of growing pains, like we know that. But again, if we can come out and the first few games, I just want our effort to be really solid. If we're working hard, I think we can win some games early on just with like work ethic. And then from there, again, it's just just kind of keep building on our foundation and on our systems and everything.
When we talked last week, you said y'all need to get a little bit more healthy. Where do you stand on health-wise?
Yeah, we had a couple guys just early on in camp kind of banged up. I think we'll have one guy back for sure. We still might have one guy might have to start the year on the IR. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it gives us a look at some other younger guys as well, kind of see if they can handle it too.
Coach, talk about the addition of Josh Kessler, a Huntsville guy who played at UAH and has had success in the country and also internationally, and now he's with you guys.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a huge part of our team this year. Josh reached out at the end of last season. I think it was April or May. Kind of reached out. He's like, "Hey, I'd really like to come home, play kind of like my last season in Huntsville. Kind of finish my career in front of my family." He's got a young daughter. So yeah, I think he's excited for that. And, obviously he was reaching out if we'd want him, and it was kind of, looking at his resume, it's like, oh yeah, 100%. So, but he's been a good influence so far here. He's been, one of our hardest workers to me in training camp, had a really good preseason game as well. So, he's going to be a guy that we need to drive the bus, and, we're excited to have him here. He's fits in the locker room really well too. Really good energy, good excitement about him. So, we've been really happy with him so far for sure.
Stu, how do you balance, some of the newer guys that are in training camp with such a veteran group that kind of understands the expectation of this franchise and what it means to the community to try to bring home the President's Cups and continue the tradition for that?
Yeah, our first 3 meetings were just talking about how we do things here, our culture, so like showing that to our younger guys, and it's like they got to buy into it right away, right? And then that's where we lean on our older guys, our leadership group, to help pull those guys along too, right? It's like, hey, this is how we do things here. Either you're on board or you're going to be out of here right away, So, but again, we haven't had any issues with that so far. I think our young guys have been awesome, buying into what we do here right away. So, I think it's been a really good training camp.
It's a professional group of guys that played a lot of hockey in their lives, but this is just such a grind of a year before
Yeah.
you remotely think about the postseason. How do you balance that and kind of maybe give anything you possibly can understanding-wise and let these young guys know, hey, man, this is a grind. We don't win anything in the first month of the season.
Yeah, it's, I talked about that a little bit earlier, just trying to get better every single day, right? And, that can be from anything, on the ice, off the ice workouts, doing extra, recovery workouts. Our older guys, they understand that kind of stuff. Sometimes younger guys come in from college or junior hockey and, they're used to just maybe showing up, practicing, and getting out of the rink right away, right? So it's trying to get those guys to understand that, yes, it's a long season. You go from playing, 20-something games in college to, 50, 58 in the regular season now, and then you got to hop into playoffs too. So again, there's going to be ups and downs for those guys, but it's just trying to, get through to them early on that, yeah, it's a long season and it's a grind. You need to take care of your body. You need to keep working on your game, getting better, because throughout the year, every single team is going to keep getting better. So we got to make sure, we're doing that, and, even, being that 1% better than any other team that's getting better as well.
Hey, you guys are back at training camp once again. Clearly, you continue to use your veteran leadership from years past now as a coach. What are you seeing from these guys during training camp so far?
Yeah, obviously it's been exciting. Training camp's it's always exciting and fun. The guys have been working hard. Every day it's been getting better and better. So, we're excited for tomorrow, and then we're excited for the first game in Roanoke.
Are you surprised at how quickly the offseason really went from, the ending of the postseason to now getting ready for a brand new season?
Yeah, I think in the summer you're kind of sitting there. It goes by a little slow, but when September rolls around, it's here and it's crazy. It's already October, but like I said, it's just exciting. It's an exciting time of year, so really excited to get going.
You see any extra motivation from the guys who were here last year, just how it ended, coming into this one, trying to get over the hurdle and get another President's Cup?
A lot of motivation from the guys from last year. I think, obviously falling short there in the first round. It's not what we expected. So I think it made for a long off season, but I think it's some motivation for the guys to look back at last season and see what worked and see things that we can improve on to, for our goal this year is to win a championship.
Tyler, does it help that you had so many guys that were part of this last year, kind of getting the understanding of, yeah, not where we wanted to end? It's kind of different when you have, if you had a whole bunch of new guys in a franchise, right?
Yeah, it helps. I think just, there's a core group of guys that are coming back that they went through that last year with us, and for them to kind of go through it, I think it just helps them a lot. I think it helps in the long run for guys to see what happened last year, but also be focused on this year. It's a new season. Every team looks different this year. There's new players. There's some players coming back. So for our guys, I think last year it's a good, it's a good lesson for them to see and just work and build on this year.
Is it different just knowing that you got a bunch of veteran guys? That they understand kind of the levels of a season, training camp. Got this media deal. Got this tomorrow. You just had your exhibition games. You're about to start the regular season. A lot of guys can kind of get overwhelmed. A young guy, right? If you haven't been in this, right?
It helps for sure being an older guy and being through it. I think here we're lucky. We got a great leadership group, and we have a lot of guys that were here last year that are great leaders as well. They lead by example. So it's kind of taking the young guys under your wing a little bit, showing them the way, and you know what to expect. So for those guys, you can kind of let the younger guys know what exactly is coming next.
I guess first one's the obvious thing. How good is it to be back home?
It's nice. It's nice, especially being overseas for the past 5 seasons. To be back in the U.S. and then obviously back where I grew up playing. It's definitely a special year for having my wife, my daughter, and my family and friends in the stands this season.
How special is it for you? You know, being from here, you've gotten to see the Havoc grow, and now you get to put on the uniform and be one of them.
It's great. It's great. I grew up watching the Channel Cats even before the Havoc, and then they transitioned to the Havoc. And anytime I had some time off from my own season, I'd come and watch, and it was a packed barn. It was great to see, and now that I'm putting on the sweater myself, it's a pretty surreal moment.
And just on the ice, what can fans expect out of your play style? Maybe they haven't got to see you since you've been overseas.
I guess they should come out and watch. It'll be a fun year. I think having quite a few Kessner jerseys in the stands from my side of the family will be a lot different. But yeah, I'll be a shooter. I'll do what I can to create success for this club and this team, and hopefully win a championship here.
Josh, you played your entire adult life in professional hockey, man. You've been around the world. It'd be easy for you to go somewhere else, right? A place that had a little bit more success elsewhere if this franchise didn't. How cool is it to understand that you're a Huntsville native, but you decided to come back here? You wanted to come back here because of what this franchise has done within their league.
I mean, you worded it perfectly. I mean, this is a winning culture here. It's a winning team, winning club, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I wanted to help contribute in any way I can, whether it's scoring goals, whether it's helping the team out in any way I can. But being a part of that winning culture is something how I wanted to in my career. I think that's something that I'd love to do, and I'd love to bring back to Huntsville. I think the last one was in 2019, so I think 2026 is the best year to do it.
Josh, like when you're in it, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And then you get in it and you're like, man, I don't know, the culture's not. The culture's great here. Players, coaches, everyone. Is it cool to be able to be a part of a franchise much that you may become accustomed to across the world here that cares about it, understands it, and has kind of a standard and common goal?
Absolutely, and I think they have. I mean, the culture here with the Havoc is, it starts from the top and goes all the way down from from Keith and Becky all the way down to, the people that run the VBC. It's a top-notch club. They treat all the players extremely well. We have great systems in place to succeed, and it's run like an NHL club. It really is. They help you out in any way they can, and it was an easy transition to come back overseas and come back home and get treated like family.
Last one for me. Once again, been around the world. You look at the SPHL. When you come here and you got here, did you kind of understand like, oh yeah, these guys are just as good as anyone else, non-NHL or non-AHL, but can kind of fluctuate and move up to that level?
Absolutely. It a lot of it has to do with timing. Timing's huge. Capitalizing on your moment. I was fortunate enough to capitalize on a few opportunities that I got, and obviously I've failed at a couple of those as well. So it's just finding your moment. Obviously you got to have some luck in there. God plays a key role in that as well. He helps me, and obviously I've come back home. I think this is where He wanted me to be, and I'm ecstatic to be here. It's gonna be a fun season.
I know you've played a lot of places, but are there any nerves associated with the first night when you're going to be in this building?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I didn't think I'd have that. I even had that a little bit coming into my first practice here. It was the guys were super welcoming. It was a great team environment. We had good chemistry from the start as well. But I know I'm going to have jitters on night one. But after that first period, it's going to be fun to get rolling. And like I said, our team's doing really well at training camp so far, and I think for the most part we got great chemistry, and we've only been together a few days.
Does it help that game one's on the road, kind of get your legs under you before you come out here, get one out the way?
I think so. I think having a preseason game helped as well. I think getting all the jitters out, shaking the rust off was a good start there. We obviously won as well, so that kind of gives you momentum going into Roanoke this weekend. And then obviously having our home opener the following weekend gives you a little bit more confidence in your game before you hit the fans at the BBC.
Josh, I got a full circle question to ask you about. Clearly, UAH and Havoc always had a long-standing relationship, and your your head coach and your assistant coach were players when you were a player. What's it feel like now to be playing under Stu and Tyler?
It's a full. I mean, you said it best. It's a full circle. A lot of these guys. I mean, Glenn's the GM here, so I think that's the common role. Is you come up, you watch the team, then you play for the team, and then you end up working for the team at some point. And I mean, obviously, I could see myself doing that in the future as well. It's just it's pretty special to see that they want to give back. They want to see success happen. Obviously, Stu's a winner. He's won as a coach. He's won as a player. Ty's done it the same as well. So it's pretty special to have them give back and help out the future players that they have underneath them and coach us to succeed.
Yeah, I think for me and my wife here, it's we really enjoy Huntsville. We love the Havoc. We've been here, this is our 5th year, so it's a very family-based organization, and we love the city of Huntsville, all the people. So we just like sticking around, and I was ready to be done. So, still like playing hockey. They think I'm good enough still, and that's good. So no, but this is kind of home to us now. It's kind of become home, so we really enjoy it.
You talk about that family aspect. You get to play with your brother.
Yeah.
What is that relationship like?
Yeah, it's been really cool. Last year was really special. It was the first time that we'd ever played with each other. We were 3 years apart, and got to live with him and everything. And now he's right next door to me this year, and I get to see him every day. So it's pretty cool. You get to spend every day with your brother. In your late 20s away from home. You guys are living together, and parents like it because it's way easier to travel to see both of us too. So we've had a lot of people come down to watch us both play. So it's been pretty special so far.
Being one of those returners, I guess, is there any extra motivation from the way last year ended? Great regular season, but fell short first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I think for us, it was obviously not the result we wanted in playoffs. It was kind of a disappointment, and you get 5 months to lament on it and sit and let it brew and motivate you. So I think we did a really good job of bringing in a good group here and guys coming back, and we're hungry. I mean, just goes to show you that nothing's guaranteed in this league, and it's a quick playoff series. So, it's a long road to get there. So you got to start from scratch, and that motivation, that really crappy feeling of losing first round or losing in general, right? We don't want to replicate that this year.
What have you seen from Josh the first couple of weeks, and what is he going to bring to this team?
Yeah, Kess has obviously played a really high-level pro out in Europe and in the East Coast League, and he's done really well. And he's a great guy. He meshes right in with the guys. He's just a fun guy to be around. And on the ice, I mean, his vision, you can see it, right? You can see where some of those plays are. He gets you the puck. He's got a heck of a shot, right? So we're excited to have him, and excited that he's excited to be here too.
Don, what makes this place so unique? You've been here quite sometimes. You're a vet, man. You've been here with your brother. But I know y'all got friends and stuff that are playing a lot of different leagues, and it is not like this everywhere
Yeah.
else. For you, what do you just say to people like, man, it's a hell of a place to live, a hell of a place to play?
Yeah, I think, to be completely honest, when I came here, I, knew nothing about Huntsville, very little about Alabama. Now, I got an Alabama license plate. And, no, I think it's really cool here, being able to see this town grow my last 5 years, see our fan base, our season ticket holder base, just to support the community. I don't think this is a thing you can just tell people about. You have to experience it, right? And it's really fun. My favorite thing is watching the young guys come in for night one at the VBC. And watching their mouth drop, and even tomorrow night we have our season ticket holder thing. The support is amazing. The community is amazing, and as the city grows, we keep growing, and it's just special. I mean, you gotta experience it, right?
It was amazing to be back. You can't really just say one thing that got me back. This place is just amazing, on and off the ice. Just the culture, the lifestyle. It's where you want to be. It's where I want to be. I'm just lucky enough to be able to keep returning to Huntsville.
And being one of the returners from last year, just great regular season, but fell short in the playoffs, does that bring some extra motivation as y'all gear up for opening night?
Yes, definitely. You can kind of tell training camp, it kind of felt like a whole nother level of energy and commitment. The boys seem to be ready from day one, which is nice to see. Nobody likes to lose, especially round one of playoffs. That hurts a little bit more. So there is a little bit more bite this year. You can kind of feel it.
On the ice, you're a guy who's not afraid to drop the gloves and go with anybody. I guess
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I think honestly, just the way I grew up, where I grew up. I got a close brother. He's a year or two older than me. He's 6'4". He got the height. I got the hair though, which is good. But yeah, me and him just always going at it as kids, mini sticks, whatnot, always lead to a fight at the end. older uncles too. They're a few years older than I, so they always roughen up me and my brother, and just kind of gave us that little extra edge at a young age. And yeah, I guess I was kind of good at it and kind of enjoy it, so I kind of just kept it in my back pocket.
You've seen a lot of guys come through the league in your time here. I guess just who's been your favorite to go with?
Like scrapping wise? I can't really say I have a favorite, to be honest. It's more or less the ones I like are, it's going to be a good fight, but right after the fight you can kind of tap each other on the head and give each other the respect. It's just a game where we're all doing the same thing, trying to do our jobs here, playing the game we love. Just because I square off with someone doesn't mean I hate them. He'd probably be the first guy I buy a beer for at the bar, and we'll catch up and talk. It's no hard feelings, so those type of fights when you kind of just fight for the love of the game and get your team going, and you kind of tap each other and say good job, mutual respect, they're kind of the ones that I enjoy more, sticking up for a teammate, something like that.
Cole, I was asking Don, I said, it's weird for like people that have never been here, or you all have buddies that are across the world playing hockey.
Yeah.
It's kind of unique, right? Because like you got fan support, community support. This thing is going to be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say to people, man, like they've never experienced Huntsville Havoc, this franchise, and been around this city?
Yeah, I say don't judge. You hear a lot just because it's the SPHL, 4-letter league, you always get a couple chirps. But, until you come and try to play a game or watch, you kind of get hit with that respect of the high level, the compete level, and the skill here. We got some good players with a lot of skill who could have and did play in some great leagues, right? And they put up great numbers. Yeah, this league is nothing but growing. It's pretty special here all around. Yeah, if you've never been to a game, I would advise to come check it out. I think you'll get a surprise on how fast and skilled this level is.
What have you seen from Josh the first couple of days of training camp and preseason? What is he going to bring to this team this year?
Like I said, skill. He's good. Everywhere he went, he succeeded more than he had to. He's just a good player. Coming in here in the dressing room and on the ice, you don't look at him as a new guy, and his character, he doesn't come off as a new guy. He's pretty comfortable. He's experienced more than most of us around here. So a guy like that to come in, he fit right in like he's been here for a few years, and yeah, he's fun to watch. Not only that, he's really fun, and I'm 27, I'm still learning stuff off of him already, and it's only been a week, so it's nice to have that guy here.
Does it make it easier that you got a veteran locker room? Now I know you guys have added pieces for training camp and exhibitions, but it's got to be different knowing that this is kind of a core group of guys that understand the length and the grind of a season, understand how to take care of your bodies. It's a lot that goes into being a high-level franchise. It's got to be good for you and your teammates heading into this upcoming year.
Yeah, I feel like Huntsville is big on having core guys to kind of show the way, lead the ropes, right? Yeah, it definitely helps. It's a small camp, you get right into business, right? So having a few core guys kind of help with the systems, you kind of get a little extra edge at the start of the season. Some teams are kind of still trying to figure out their systems, but if you got the core guys that are back from the year before, you already know the systems, you kind of get a little edge, a little head start, and a lot of times games come down to 1, 2, or 3 points, right? And we can grab them at the start of the season, it might help us in the end.
As we gear up for night one, I guess, and y'all are getting ready to prep, what can we expect from Roanoke when y'all square off?
We know they come hard. They always had a big physical team, but we never shy away from that. We come hard too. We're physical, we're fast and skilled. I think you're going to get a close, tight game. You won't be disappointed spending a few bucks to come watch us play. Hats off to them. They won a few years ago. They're also a good team, well coached. So, yeah, we've been putting a practice plan together all week here to beat these guys. It's only one game this weekend, so hopefully kick it off right with a win.
Cole, what's it like playing under Tyler and Stu? I mean, they're guys who were just in your position not long ago and now running the ship.
Yeah, they're both well respected in the hockey era. When they open their mouth, you really do close your mouth and put your eyes on them and try to take in everything they say. Their numbers are up in the barn here for a reason. Huntsville love them, they love Huntsville, so they're only going to give back 100% to help this team win, and so therefore it's helped me become a better player. So those two guys, it's special. I got to play alongside with Ty as a captain, he was, and that was also special. So I think he did a good role moving from captain to assistant coach. He really moved on, and he's doing well.